Hey y'all, I'm back on YouTube. Did you miss me? So before I was making like vlogs and everything like that, and I feel like I really wanted to pivot and change my approach to my YouTube and my social media. So I'm still currently like figuring how I want that all to look like, but this is where I'm gonna start off with. If I could restart my 20s, it's a list of different things that I would do differently. You know, so now, right now, I am 27. I'm about 2 months away from being 28. And I've just been reflecting a lot on like like how my 20s was, and like especially my early 20s, and just how I went about things and what I would change. And there's so much stuff that the stuff that I wish I knew back then. Like if someone were to tell me that stuff back then, what I know now, come on now. So let's get into it. And I do want to preface this, like this isn't like your average, like we're not going to be sitting here like talking about like different things of what I should have done differently with my money and things of that nature. Now that stuff is important, but that's just not what this video is about. We're talking about the real, raw, emotional stuff that especially like a woman in your early 20s should just be aware of and really try to just apply it to your life. So the first thing, focus on building yourself, honey, not these relationships. Stay away from these men. All they will do is drain the life out of you, suck you of your energy, and leave you high and dry. Not all of them, but a good majority of them, honey. Leave them. Just leave them be. Just focus on yourself. Focus on school. Focus on that money. Focus on your goals. Like that's really all what the focus should be is. These men, they're not going to be, if anything, they're just going to be a distraction. And for your 20s, like you should really just be going hard on all of your goals. Go hard on all of it, because those men are just going to distract you. And I'm talking to the ones that are really in like relationships and situationships where it's just like chaotic, and like you're obviously not being treated right. And if there's any sort of like abuse, whether that's him being fly at the mouth, if he's sassy, get him out of here. If he got an attitude problem, get him out of here. If he got anger issues, get him out of here. You don't have, you're only in your 20s once. Live it up. You got so much stuff ahead of you to be sitting there worried, stressed out about a man. You ain't gonna be looking good. From all the stress that man is gonna be putting you through, you're not gonna be looking good. You're gonna be looking strung out. You're gonna be looking wild. Your weight is probably gonna be looking up and down. Hair looking crazy, because that's just what stress does to you. It takes a toll on your mind and on your body. Physically, you're gonna be getting sick. Like it's just a lot. So it's just easier, and it's best to just keep them away. And I don't want you to take this as like I'm not trying to cancel out any man that is in your life that is obviously doing right by you. If they're doing right by you, keep them there. But the main focus should always be you. Put you first. Love will always come, but your foundation really matters more. And the foundation is always with you and with God. Focus on you and God. Always. And if someone wants to leave, let them. Let them. And that's something that I learned like literally last year. The let them theory. I forget by what author. Actually, let's look at it. Let's look it up. Let's ask chat. I was watching like a whole bunch of different videos on it last year because I was going through like a crazy breakup. Actually, it wasn't even last year. It was this year. It was this year. Wow, time flies. Time flies. The Let Them Theory is a mindset and emotional boundary framework that helps you reclaim your peace by surrounding control over what people choose to do. At its core, it's simple. If someone wants to leave, misjudge you, ignore you, or act out, let them. So, with the Let Them Theory, it literally encourages you to release attachment to outcomes you can't control. Trust that what's for you will stay and align naturally. And all of that. All of that. I advise for you to look this up after this video, after you like and subscribe to my channel. Like, look up that whole, like, the Let Them Theory and go through the different array of videos, because it's like there's such good conversational topics. Number 2, prioritize your mental health, please. Please. Because you are no good to nobody else if your mental health is down the drain. There's a lot of people that really try to like keep themselves busy. Like whenever their mental health is like going down the drain, they really try to keep themselves busy. And that's not the healthiest way to go about it. It's good to be proactive, but you should really sit there and journal and go to a therapist to really get down to the root of what you're going through. Whether if you're going through like a breakup or just like a hard situation, a hard whatever, and you try to substitute that pain by just keeping yourself busy. And it can help to an extent. If anything, it's just like a mask. It's just a band-aid. But we're not really getting to like the root of it. And that's where the real healing comes at, is whenever you really get to the root of it, because at that point you know what to target. Please, 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 please do not mistake your busyness for wholeness, because just because you're moving and you're grooving and all this other stuff, once you're like going throughout your day or going throughout your week and you're working 40 plus hours and you're always out somewhere, when you get home and you're by yourself, that's when the real thoughts start to hit. Like that's when everything, because like at that point you're by yourself, so like you really get that chance to just sit there with yourself and think. Like that's the only time that your brain and your mind will get a chance to really sit there and think about like, damn, what the hell am I really going through right now? And it's like, what are you going to do with that? How are you going to combat those thoughts and those emotions? Because that can be a lot. And trust me, I know. And I'm speaking from experience. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So really just be on top of your mental health. Go to church. Get into community with people who value the same things as you whenever it comes to mental health. Keep the friends and the family members and people close to you that really truly care about you to your core. Next thing, most friendships won't last, and that's okay. As you get older, some people are just there for a season, and honestly, you really just got to take that as a blessing. You really just got to take that as a blessing, for real. Because look at it this way. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody serves a purpose. Not everyone is literally going to be in your life. Not every single person is going to be in your life for life. Oh, hold up. Where was I at though? I got my handy dandy notebook with all my notes. Like there's just people who are just not going to be here forever, and that's okay. People serve their purpose and let them go. Remember the Let Them Theory? Let them go. I feel like, and this is something that I'm learning in this phase of my life right now, is that, and I'm not crying, my eye is just watering because something's in my eye. But this is something that I'm actively learning right now in this phase of my life, is that, I feel like I'm going through like a stripping period where God is kind of like stripping people and situations and different aspects about me away from me. And I'm learning right now about obedience and being obedient to what God is doing in my life. And it will backfire if I fight it. It can backfire if I fight it. It will backfire if you fight it. Let things happen. Just let things happen. Be like water. Be like water. And also, when people leave, it leaves a lot of space, a lot of room for new, more fruitful, better relationships to come into your life as well. So that's where the blessing comes into play. So it's like you have to really trust that God is not going to keep bad fruit and bad people around you. That is not like forever. Like you really, really, really have to trust that. And if it's someone that has done you dirty, because I can attest to that, if it's someone that has done you dirty, they were there for a reason. You learned from it. You learn from it to where you are not going to put yourself, or you have a better discernment to where you're not going to put yourself in a similar situation as that. So each situation, each relationship that you come from, and I'm talking about relationships like across the board, I'm not talking about just romantically. Each relationship that you go through, you always attain something from it. You always learn something from it. And you should use that, keep it, use it as data, and then move on it, act on it. Use that because that's helping you build your wisdom and build your discernment. Next thing is work on your confidence, because honey, I just know like a jealous woman is not a good look. It's not a good look. I'm sorry. It's not. It's really not. Like, you really have to know that you were that girl. You really have to know that. And what I will always say, I'm very, very grateful to my mom because she's raised very confident kids. So shout out to Callie's kids because we were always confident. Now, granted, I've had like times in my life where the confidence was a little low. And that was in my early 20s, whenever I was so wrapped up in men and like just pouring myself into situations that were it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. It was taking more out of me than it was giving me. Learn from me. Learn from me. So yeah, girl, work on that confidence. Whether you need to look in the mirror and be like, I'm that bitch, and you need to tell yourself that 15, 20 times a day, then that's what you need to do. Playing your makeup, make yourself look nice. And I'm not saying playing your makeup to hide yourself, but you know, when you look good, you feel good. Get some new clothes. Dress as the woman that you want to, that you want to embody. What you show them is what they're going to receive of you. Use your early 20s to try. And if you fail, pivot. Let's say that again. Use your early 20s and use your 20s in general to try, and if you fail, pivot. So any of your goals, attack them. Try out different things. You never know what is going to click, especially like for people who don't really know what they want to do with their life. Just try different stuff. You never know what is going to click. You never know what is going to be your thing where you just take off. You never know, whether that is content, whether that's singing or modeling or being a fashion designer or getting into film. Like, you never know. Just try it. And if you fail, pivot. And if you want to continue to do that, then you need to write it. You need to put it on paper and make that shit plain. Make a plan and see where in your plan you need to skew some things around, or you need to try it at a different angle. But now is the time to get it right and to try it out, because you got the freedom. Like, you got the freedom, you got the time. It's your 20s. It's your 20s. So do not wait. Do not sit there and like stay idle on your ideas. Do not wait for perfection. That is another thing that I'm currently battling with, which is why I'm making this video. Which is why I'm making this video. And if you like go to my TikTok and even just like my Instagram, like there's just certain things, if you've been following me for a while, there's just a lot of things where I have kind of like held myself back in a sense. And more so I'm talking about like my TikTok and especially my YouTube. But I've kind of like held myself back in a sense of, and the only reason why I'm doing that is because I'm like always sitting there thinking like, okay, what do I like, how do I want to go about my content? What is going to hit? What is going to make people connect with me? And what can I put out that's going to make me connect with them and them connect with me? And like, how can I bridge that gap? That was just like a lot of like ruminating thoughts in my head. So it made me sit there and not put shit out. Like I literally wasn't putting much out. If anything, like it was just very, like it just wasn't consistent. So, and that's not going to get me to where I'm trying to go. And I feel like there's a lot of power within showing the journey, even when it's not perfect. So that's why I say don't chase perfection, just do it. The next thing, do not delay your dreams for the sake of others. I'm talking to you. Do not delay your dreams for the sake of others. And honestly, I'm talking to myself. I dealt with that a lot in my early 20s of me just delaying a lot of my goals and aspirations for other people. In my early 20s, I was married. I'm divorced now, but I was married and I put everything on the back burner for that marriage. It wasn't a fruitful marriage. I shouldn't have been married. But that's neither here nor there. That's just another reason why I say like you should really focus on your dreams. Do not delay it for nobody. Who's gonna go harder for you than you? All right, the last thing. Learn to trust God. God's timing is better than your timing. God, he literally has everything written. He already has a plan for your life already. You really need to like get in your word, pick up your Bible, go to church, like deepen your relationship with God. I promise you, like once you deepen your relationship with God and you start to learn your purpose within God, life just gets like your perception of life just gets different. Things just look different. Your way of walking just gets different. You become more sturdy. Like when I walk, I know that I have purpose. I'm speaking from my experience, like from my journey, because I'm still a baby in my faith. I just came to Christianity with like a little over a year ago. Well, it's almost 2 years now. But before that, I was into, new age spirituality, and it's just a different feeling. Like I feel way more secure, way more sturdier whenever I come to God for my issues and just everything about my life. Through me deepening my relationship with Christ, I have had to learn to surrender and trust God and trusting his plan. And sis, like, I'm telling you, getting your word. So that's pretty much it for today. I really wanted to put this video out because I'm sitting here and I'm like, damn girl, you pushing 30. You pushing 30, honey. And it's just making me reflect a lot about my 20s and like what I would have done differently. And, those are just a couple of things. I have so many other things in my head where I'm just like, oh, I wish I would have taken this angle. But I really hope that, a lot of you can take something from this video and apply it, because we don't want you to be waiting until like you're in your 30s or your 40s or anything. Like, it's better to just learn it as early as possible and just apply it and run with it. Regardless of your age though, it's never too late to start. I feel like I kind of started a little late just because of like where I was at in my early 20s. Like I said, I was married and I divorced young, so like I feel like I kind of started my life like in my mid 20s in a sense. So it's never too late to start. Just tell yourself in your mind, like, keep yourself first. Grind, 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 grind. And I'm not saying close yourself off to people or to relationships, whether it be friendship wise or romantically, but just anchor yourself and put yourself first, to know that even if a relationship comes into your lap, that you have the discernment and you have the knowing of what you will take and what you won't take, and that you will leave that quick if a motherfucker tries you. I appreciate y'all for staying this long and listening to me yap my mouth. If this spoke to you, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Share this out with a sister, with a friend, with anybody that you feel like could benefit from this video. I thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.